Chris, I cannot find a man that respects me. What's wrong with men these days? My answer was a little bit harsh, but it was something that needed to be heard. He's not respecting you, probably because you don't respect yourself. Here's my first clue that you don't respect yourself. You're with a man and you're having to complain about how he doesn't respect you. A woman who respects herself wouldn't be with that man anymore. Rather than complaining about it, she wouldn't put up with it. It's very important for a woman to say, these are my principles, these are my values, this is what I'm worth, and I know that, and I'm not stooping below that. So you either need to meet me on my level or exceed my level. A man is going to respect that. A boy is going to cower away. So, respect yourself and live by those words. Your actions have to follow your words. If you do that, you're going to find yourself a real catch.
This is the most important thing you can ever learn. The disrespect is the closure. Let me say that again. The disrespect is the closure.
Whatever battles you are facing today, always remember these amazing life lessons. Life has no limitations except the ones you make. It doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you worked for. You don't need to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Trying and doing are two different things. When you try, you hope. But when you do, you succeed. You don't need everything to enjoy life. You already have life to enjoy everything. The greatest risk in life is not taking one. The worst mistakes in life are the ones you never learn from. Whatever brings you down will eventually make you stronger. We all have problems, but the way we solve them makes us different. Go out of your comfort zone if you want to grow. One of the most painful realities about loving is that the person who once said, "I can't live without you," can actually live without you. That's why it's very important to learn how not to depend your happiness on someone. Happiness should start from within, and when you're filled with it, it overflows and you give it to someone you love. That's how it should be, so that when they leave, they will just take away a portion of your happiness that overflowed, not the happiness that made you whole, the happiness that made you who you are. Hello mga angkol, kamusta kayo? Tara, i-Yakult at pag-usapan natin gaano ka-unfair ang buhay. By the way, I just wanted to say, if you see a breadwinner today, kung may kilala kang taong breadwinner ng pamilya, hug them, pat them on the back, encourage them more often, because they need it so much. Shout out sa lahat ng mga breadwinners. Sila yung mga taong alam ang pakiramdam na magsakripisyo ka ng sarili mong pangarap para sa pamilya. Ang mga taong yan ay karapat-dapat na bigyan ng medalya. Hug a breadwinner today. Love lots mga angkol.
Kung dumaan to sa FYP mo, pinapaalala sa iyo ni God na mahal ka niya, that you have value and you have worth. Your value and your worth, hindi siya galing sa kung anong kaya mong ibigay. Grades mo, achievements mo, dami ng followers mo. Your value, your worth is inherent. Nasa iyo because you are created in His image. At hindi lang yon. Did you know that someone is willing to die for you, and that's Jesus? Jesus Christ, yung anak ni Lord, His best, died for you para mabalik yung relationship natin sa Kanya. At ngayon, hindi mo kailangan mabuhay sa kung ano sasabihin ng ibang tao. We can now live for His glory. And ma-experience natin yung fullness ng love dito sa mundong to and in the eternity to come. God loves you.
If I'm the problem, I am also the solution. If I'm miserable, if I'm upset, if I'm angry, if I'm cranky, it is my responsibility because it's based on what I'm thinking or believing in that moment. It's not the outside world causing me to feel this. It's what I'm doing up here that's making me have that reaction.
What if Miss Everything had a perfect grammar? What if Mimi had a perfect teeth when she trended Dalagang Pilipina? What if Vice Ganda didn't compare herself to a horse? What if Kiray was tall? What if Negi had a whiter skin? Will we be able to know these people as much as we know them today? Imperfections. It's something we all have, but these people have one thing in common. They embraced their flaws. You see, they are loved and appreciated by many because they embraced who they are. They are real individuals. There's beauty in rawness, in being spontaneous, in disorder, in chaos, in flaws, and in imperfections. So let go of the need to impress others and stop changing yourself because you are longing for acceptance. It will make you invisible. Love yourself and let the world know how imperfectly beautiful we are.
Why you struggle financially? Do you know why you've got no money at the end of the month? Because you have the habits of poor people. You see, rich people, we have very, very different habits compared to the poor and the middle class. We are what we repeatedly do. Human beings, we are creatures of habits. You notice that you kind of do the same thing, the same routine over and again and again and again. See, getting rich is not an act. It is a habit. So it is staying poor. It's also not an act. It's not something that just happens to you. It is a habit.
I need you to learn to be okay by yourself. Stop thinking that you always have to be with somebody else to feel loved. Love you some you. Love yourself enough to wake up every day and be simply okay if it's just you, yourself, and you. Figure out your likes, figure out your dislikes. But never ever again feel like you need somebody else to validate you. You need nobody else's stamp of approval. And I promise you, when you're okay in your own skin and you love yourself enough to realize I don't need anybody else to validate me, that's when the universe, that's when God will allow the right person to walk into your life. But today, it's all about you. Figuring out your strengths, figuring out your weaknesses, figuring out your likes, figuring out your dislikes, and finding a way to stop hating yourself.
Read this verse with me. Wait and trust the Lord. Don't be upset when others get rich or when someone else's plans succeed. Don't get angry. Don't be upset. It only leads to trouble. It is better to have little and be right than to have much and be wrong. The truth is that comparison is a killer. And so many times we can look at the world and people around us and begin to grow angry, upset, bitter, and impatient when we begin to see them getting rich or their plans succeeding. But God wants to tell you today, wait and trust in me. God knows what He is doing. And when we are in His hands, we can trust that He will provide and He will lead us to where we need to be and when we need to be there.